Hey there, it's Brittany, and I am back with the May Curated Bead Box. It is my rose garden. That's pretty. Curated Bead Box has a list of ingredients on the outside, and then they correspond with some codes that you can use at their sister store, which is dollarbead.com, and you can buy extras if they have them left. This box also comes with a finding starter kit. And if you're interested in subscribing, use coupon code TURQST35 for 35% off your first box. Let's see what we got. All right. We have 12 millimeter red gray marble style glass beads, 8-inch string. These are some chunky monkeys. Very, very chunky. Yeah, I can see the red rose theme on that. They're a little, I mean, I would use these in a Halloween like zombie theme, but I can see them going really right if you pair them with roses. 10 millimeter pale yellow crackle glass, frosted glass bead string, 6 inches. Very lovely. Love a yellow bead, love crackle glass, love frosted glass. 10 millimeter red gray duo style glass bead, 6-inch strings. These are very dark. Again, I would be using these in a Halloween theme. 8 millimeter red yellow duo style glass bead, 10-inch string. I'm guessing it's this one. This one's more pink, but I really like the two colors together. Those are really pretty to me. 8 millimeter fuchsia swirl marble style glass bead, 16-inch string. These are a bright hot pink with a little bit darker and gray color in it. These almost look like really dyed agate, but they're glass. 8 millimeter peach swirl marble style glass bead, 10-inch string. These are really pretty. They look like peach with like Amazonite or something. Very pretty. Approximately 1 ounce Roses Designer glass bead mix. This one's orange, yellow, pink, red. Very pretty. Very pretty. This has a good like color consistency throughout the box. Like I think these are all going well together, especially with this. My rose garden. Yeah, I guess that works. Approximately 1 ounce red rose designer glass bead mix. This is just a bunch of matte red beads. 20 by 12 millimeter red, or 20 by 12 millimeter rose silver metal link, 4 links. We've used these before. I've even used them in conjunction with one of these boxes before. I made an elephant necklace several years ago and used that on the elephant's head. 10 millimeter rose silver metal spacer bead, 4 beads. Very pretty. These remind me of beads that I had when I was like a literal child. Not that they're childish, I just had them when I was a kid. 6 millimeter rose silver metal spacer beads, 14 beads. Those are pretty. Those remind me again of those rose beads that I had when I was a kid. They're not the exact same, but they're similar. 8 millimeter B silver spacer bead, 14 beads. These are cute little bees. I'm not a huge bee fan, but they're cute. I don't know how that works. Oh, maybe it goes this way? I'm not quite sure. 16 millimeter red or orange dyed coconut, 15 rings. I got orange in mine. Those are cool. They're coconut wood. And then last but not least, the metal color is silver in this month's box. Okay, so I'm going to go through, I'm going to figure out, we didn't really get like a pendant, but I'm going to figure out something and we'll do a tutorial. Okay, I've decided we're going to make a necklace. I'm going to use these rings. I'm going to need some jump rings too. I think there are jump rings in the kit. However, I don't think they're big enough for what I need, so I'll just grab some larger jump rings from my stash. I'm going to need several of these, so I need 5 here. Then we're going to do 3. And then we're going to do 1. We're going to link those with jump rings. And then I am going to grab these flowers. Oh, I did think about painting these. And I'm going to cut off one of the loops, although we could put a bead underneath, so I'm not sure if I'm going to cut off the loops yet or not, but I'm going to hang 3 of these flowers because we only have 4. Otherwise, I would do 5 of the flowers. But let's get those connected first. I'm hoping these will be big enough. So before I connect the ones at the top, I'm going to connect the ones going vertically. I don't think these are going to be big enough. I'll need some bigger jump rings. That's okay, I got big jump rings. Yeah, that works. And then I'm going to connect the ones at the top. Okay, we have our focal part done. And then I'm going to grab two of these little bees. I don't know which way they're supposed to go, so I just feel like it can go whichever way you want them to go. I'm going to do them like, yeah, I'm going to do them like that. And I'll put a smaller jump ring just on one of these, and then we'll crimp onto that. And then we'll just grab our cutters. I know I want to use these beads on the actual necklace. I don't think I'm going to hang. I don't know. We have this cute little mix. I do like these little crystals. I think we'll drop the crystals from our little flowers because we have some head pins, and sorry, we have some head pins in the findings kit. Ooh, or how about we do these little dewdroppies? Do I have enough of those? Yeah, I just put a jump ring on those. And then, do I have one more? Two more? Let's see. I do. Then I could have one hanging from the one at the top. So I think that's what I'll do. Like that. That's fun. And that'll match the yellow that we're pulling in here. Gosh, I'm messing everything up. But, all right. So I'm going to put a jump ring here, and then I'm going to attach my flowers. There we go. Just grab a jump ring. This is so much fun. I love this. At least and it's really fun to make. Like sometimes, you know, we just kind of, I don't know, sometimes it could just be like, oh, I'm making jewelry because I'm kind of zen or zoned out, but like this one's actually super fun to assemble. Okay, now there were little flowers in this, so you could, if you wanted to have more silver, hang a flower and then this little drop, but I like how that looks. And then I'm just going to put a jump ring on either side of our necklace so we can crimp onto it. So we're going to take that metal bindings kit, use the stringing wire and the crimps, and I am going to crimp onto one side of the necklace. I'm just going to do one side at a time, so that way I'm just going to crimp on with the entire wire, and then I'll cut it off, and that'll allow me to save wire without using too much. All right, so I'm going to put a crimp on, put my jump ring on there, come through the crimp, make sure that the wires are not crossed, which they are. Pull that crimp down towards my jump ring a little bit more and squish and turn, squish again, squish one more time. I'm going to double make sure that this jump ring is closed because she's already starting to slip open and I can see that coming off, and that would be a problem. So then I'm going to slide on my little bee. Okay, and then I think I'm going to do a combo of these two beads. Let's find a bead cap. I have these little bead caps. I think I'm just going to put those on the yellow ones. And then let's open up our strands. Now I have to be careful that I don't use up all my yellow because there are only a few on this strand. So I'm going to divide them up front. All right, so I'm going to move my little bee down. I'm going to put on a pink bead and then get out my flowers. All right, so I have 6 for each side. Then I'm going to put on a bead cap and a yellow bead. I love how matte these are, and I love the color. Move everything down. So cute. I think I'm going to do that again. So we'll do that same pattern, that pink and yellow flower, pink and yellow, and then a bee. But I'm going to flip the bee the other way. Such a cute little transition there. I'm going to do 2 this time. You know what? I love this. I do love that, but I think it's too much silver. So I think I'm going to do 2 pink and yellow, and then, you know, the other stuff. So let's start over. Okay, so it's still the same amount of metal because they put the flower next to the yellow bead, but I like it better. So I'm going to just do that pattern until I run out of beads, and then I'll do it on the other side, and I'll show you how to crimp. Okay, so I have everything strung. I'm going to crimp the second side. I need to grab a clasp and a crimp and a jump ring here. I always make sure my clasp works. Yep, it's totally fine. All right. We are going to put the crimp on, then we're gonna put on our jump ring, come back through that crimp. And then come back down through a bead or two. I'm gonna grab my tail, grab my clasp, and pull. And I'll get that slack out. Now we got to be careful. It doesn't have to be super loosey-goosey because we have this part that's articulating the front end of the necklace, but we still don't want it to be a completely straight line. So I'm just going to kind of keep it in like a little bit of a wiggle formation there. Keep pulling. As long as there is some give, you can still pull this pretty tight. It doesn't have to be loose. No matter what, sometimes there's always going to be some slack in the line, and that's just because sometimes you can't, with the way that I pull it through, you can't always get too close there. But I'll do the best I can. And then you can flat crimp it or you can fold crimp it. I usually fold, so I'm going to put that in my pliers and squish. And turn and squish. Oop. Well, maybe turn it. Squish again. Squish one more time. Trim off our little wire here. We have a cute little necklace. Who thought when we opened up that box that we'd get this awesome necklace? I love it. And I actually incorporated the bees, which I do not like bees. Even though it's my first initial, bees are just one of my biggest fears. Okay. So cute. I love this. Was just so fun to make too. And it, like, if you have rings hanging out in your house, random things that you don't really know what to do with, kind of string them together. And then we've got this cute little pattern on the back here with the bees and the flowers. And it's just so springy. It's so springy. I love it. I love it. And if you're not married to the orange, paint them. They're wood. You can paint them. So thanks for watching. If you're interested in subscribing to Curated Bead Box, use coupon code TURQST35 to save 35% off your first box at curatedbeadbox.com. These are flipping around, but when I put it on or held it up, they didn't flip around because they were laying flat against my chest. So thanks for watching. Stay tuned for Goldie. She's super cute. Have a good day. Bye-bye.